Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Now I'll start with the second chapter of second module. That is, our name of the chapter is agricultural pricing policy. This chapter is related to the pricing, that the government of our India has made the rules and regulation regarding the policy regarding the rules and regulation of pricing of agricultural activity. That means we all know, okay, our farmers are producing a more and more goods and services, and they are doing a more and more agriculture, and for that they are not getting a proper price, they are not getting the remunerative price, they are not getting the profitable price for their produce. And because of that, most of the farmers, if you will see in India, they are doing a suicide. Nextly, if you'll see, will start with the actual chapter, that agricultural price policy. Policy, as we know, rules and regulation. Here, agricultural price. That agricultural price means what? The farmers are producing the goods and services. They are producing the agricultural. They are doing the agricultural activities, and from that agricultural activities, they are producing the agricultural product. And for that, they are selling in the market, but they are not getting the remunerative price at the time. But so the government, what that done, they had made the policy regarding that agricultural price policy. If you will see here, the agricultural price policy in India emerged in the context of food scarcity. As we know, we are having a limited resources, and from that we are having a scarcity of the food, and there is a price fluctuation every time. If you will see, there is a price are getting fluctuated. Sometimes the price are getting too much high, sometimes the price are getting too much low. And because of our climate, the climates are changing day by day, and because of that because of that the farmers are not getting the remunerative price, so that the government has made this policy regarding the agricultural price. Now this policy has been framed into three angles. Number one, providing a food grains for the public distribution system. That means what? Okay, if you will see, we are getting the food from the ration. We are having a different distribution center, public distribution center. For that, we are getting the food easily from over there and at a cheaper rate. Secondly, ensure reasonable price for food and food grains. That means, if you'll see, if you'll purchase from the market directly from the some any store, we are getting the agricultural product from there also, but at a very higher price. But at the public distribution center, same quality food grains we are getting at a reasonable price. And the last one is the third angle, is the indulging and adopting of the new technology. That the government want to indulge a new technology, they want to bring a new technology in our economy regarding the agricultural pricing policy, so that this policy has been nextly. If you'll see, why this agricultural pricing policy has been come into force. See, they had written, the pricing policy is a method of influencing the price of agricultural product, so that it act as an incentive to produce a certain goods in a desired quantity. As we know, if you will take the example of yourself only, if you will produce more and more goods and services, more and more agricultural product, but if you are not getting the remunerative price in the market, that means next time you will not produce so much of goods and services by the agricultural activity. So by bringing, the main aim of bringing this pricing policy is that, so that the farmers can produce more and more goods and agricultural goods, and from that agricultural goods they can get an incentives for their produce, and so that in the next time also they can produce in a desire or the more quantity, so that they can get a remunerative price. Now, what are the objectives of bringing this pricing policy regarding the agricultural commodities? First, to minimize the fluctuation and provide the stability to the price of the agricultural goods. If the farmers are not getting the remunerative price for the produce, that means they can do a suicide, they can do anything, and they cannot earn sufficient income, and because of that, next time they can't produce so much of goods and service, and because of that it will affect our economy. So minimize fluctuation means what? As we know, price are going ups and price are going down, and so that the government provides a remunerative price for their produce. Nextly, to promote a balance increase in the production, so as to fulfill the domestic consumption requirement. As we know, we are having so much of population, overexploited population, and for that overexploited population, we are having a limited resources. To make a balance, increase in the production, the government are providing the equipment, seeds, fertilizers to the farmers, so that they can produce a more and more agricultural products, and from that we can fulfill the domestic consumption requirement. Nextly, The government are providing the food grains to the consumer at a reasonable price. Like if you will see in the ration or the public distribution center, where we can get food grains, where we get so much of agricultural product at a reasonable price. Lastly, to provide a regular flow of raw material to the agro-based industry at a fair price. As we know, most of the industries are depending upon the agro-based raw material. That means they require raw material from the agricultural activity. Then only they can produce final goods and services over there. So these industries are getting the agro-based raw material at a reasonable price. Nextly, what are the objectives of agricultural pricing policy? Number one, as I had explained you in the last slide also, to meet the domestic consumption. Why they are providing the why they are bringing this policy regarding the agriculture price, so that the consumer can get the consumption food grains at a reasonable price. Second, they wanted to bring the price stability in the agricultural product. Third, to meet the national target by the planner. That means if they wanted to increase the GDP of our economy, so that they had made the policies regarding the agricultural price. Nextly, to provide the wheat to consumer at a reasonable price. Obviously, if you'll go to the public distribution center, we are getting the food grains at a lower price, at a reasonable price. Next, they are providing the raw material to the industries at a reasonable price. Nextly, because of this agricultural pricing policy, there is an increase in the production, and the export of agricultural product has been done more and more. That means the farmers can produce more and more food grains, more and more agricultural products, agricultural commodity, and they can export more and more out of country, and from that they can get a sufficient income. Nextly, what are the effects of agricultural pricing policy? Firstly, increase in the production. Increase in the production. How this production is getting increases, because if you'll see, the governments are providing the production to the farmers regarding the pricing policy. Whatever they are produced, they will get a remunerated price. They will get a sufficient income, so that they can produce more and more agricultural commodities in our economy. And because of that, it will positively affect our economy, as our GDP get increases, because the more and more goods and services produced by the primary sector, that is the agricultural sector. Nextly, change in the cropping pattern. While bringing these policies into our economy, while bringing these policy regarding the agriculture pricing in our economy, that cropping pattern, that before, if you'll see, the farmers are doing the agricultural activity on the manual basis. Because of that, they are not producing so much of agricultural commodities. But after the introduction of the new technologies into the agricultural sector, into the primary sector, the farmers are producing, the productivity of the farmers are getting increases, because that manual work has been changed into the technology work, and on the machine base, and the productivity of the agricultural activities has been increases. Nextly, advantage to the farmer. Whatever the farmers are producing the agricultural product, they can get a remunerative price, they can get a profitable price. Whatever they are producing, that is a worth for them. They are getting whatever they are producing, whatever they are doing the expenses, and by that producing, they are getting their remunerative price. And if they will get the remunerative price for the next year also, they can produce more and more goods and services by the agricultural activity. But if the farmers are not getting the remunerative price for the produces, that means they can do the rate of suicide will increases in the agricultural sector. Nextly, advantage to the consumer. As we know that by producing this, the farmers are producing the agricultural commodities, by producing the agricultural commodities, and they are sending to the market at a remunerative price. But in the market, what is happening, that the normal retailer, they are selling that same thing at a higher price, but it will be a disadvantage for the consumer. But to consumer, nextly, what they are doing, the government are doing, these food grains, these agricultural commodities, they are sending to the public distribution center. Public distribution centers are nothing, our ration ki dukan, if you'll say, that there the consumers are getting the poor people are getting the food grains or the agricultural commodities at a reasonable price. Nextly, there is a stability in the price. By bringing this policy, there has been a stabilizing the price. of the agricultural commodities. As we know, day by day the price of the products are going very high. Day by day the products price of the product getting low, and because of that it will affect the whole economy. So stabilize the price in the agricultural commodity. That's why these policies has been come into effect. Nextly, what are the shortcomings of the agricultural price policy? That sometimes what happened, this pricing policy has not been successfully done in our economy. Why? There is a limited coverage. As we know, this agriculture pricing policy is only related to the agricultural commodity, and that the price of the agricultural commodity is only fixed by the government only. That's why it will be not successful in our economy. Secondly, less remunerative price. As we know, the farmers are producing the more and more goods and services by the agricultural activity, but they are not getting the remunerative price for them. As we know, this chapter is related to the agriculture pricing policy, that rules and regulation has been made regarding the farmers are getting the remunerative price, but in actual life if you'll see, they are not getting the remunerative price, and for that they are doing the rate of suicide has been increases, and they are doing so much of work, they are doing so much of so much of so much of they are producing so much of agricultural commodities, but for that they are not getting the remunerative price, they are not getting the proper income for them, and because of that the rate of agricultural activities has been decreases. And the last one is fail to achieve the price stability. As we know, this chapter is related to the stabilizing the price, but in the actual, the stabilizing the price, the day by day the inflation rates are getting very high, that inflations are going very inflation rate are getting very high, and for the poor section people it is affecting the very badly. They are not affording to buy the even the normal goods, even the agricultural goods at the public distribution centers also, because the rate of inflation is getting very high. So that's why this agriculture pricing is having some shortcomings. It is not properly implemented, or it is not successful in our economy. Thank you very much. We had come to an end with the second chapter also of module 2. Inshallah, day after tomorrow, or tomorrow we'll start with the third chapter. There we can end with the module.